Hi, I'm Dr. Hiral Khatri. I'm CEO of OT Park. OT Park is a virtual occupational therapy services, activity boxes, and we are also parent-child workshops in Northern California. So today I'm going to talk about sensory systems in infants. Infants means kids who are under the age of 1 year. Okay, but I am going to start this information from womb timing. Okay, so first of all, I want to let you understand that what is sensory system. Sensory system is the any senses that we sense: vision, smell, taste, then hearing. We do balance activities, so that is vestibular sense, and joint sense. If you close your eyes and you know that your fingers are closed or open, that is called joint proprioception sense. Those senses makes us human. They makes us living animals. Okay, so let me start with infants. Infants start exploring and getting those exposures since they are in the womb, because in the womb, first of all, let's talk about the vision. There is darkness. So even though they open and close eyes, but their eyes are still working and they know that it's a dark. And that is why when they come outside, it's super bright and that makes them uncomfortable at the beginning. Number two, auditory system in the womb. If you tap on your belly, they hear the loud sounds. If you talk, they hear those sounds, because that's how we know that people tell us that whatever you talk, your baby is listening inside your tummy. So auditory system starts working from right that time. Then comes the joint sense, that means the proprioception. Joint approximation or the joint proprioceptive sense starts because as the child grows, starts to kick, starts to get adjusted inside the belly. So this is how joint sense starts to develop. Next sense comes as the smell sense. Of course, they can smell many things and they can taste too since womb. That is what, not me, but the science is telling us. And another sense is the tactile sense. That is the sense of touch. So whenever baby is in the water, baby still touches all those organs inside the body. So they know that one texture is different than the other texture. Water is liquid, the other muscles are not liquid. So they know those things. So we talked about the womb. Now let's go next to the when they come out. Visual sense. When they come out at 1 to 2 months of age, they cannot see beyond 12 inches. That is why OT Park box provides these activities in your activity box about black and white patterns or black and white or high contrast books. We provide these things, our home designed activities, in every box for your infant. These black and white high contrast images help your child to track the images and develop their visual sense from right to left, open, close, etc. And they can stay engaged because they are finding something very interesting on the wall. More activities I'm going to share during my workshop that is I'm organizing in Northern California. Next is the auditory sense. Auditory sense, they can hear the sounds. But yes, one more thing about the visual sense. Visual sense, as they grow up to 6 months, they can see up to few yards. That's why they start recognizing their mom, dad, and some relatives that are staying around them. That is how visual sense develops. Auditory sense is sense of listening, cooing, and listening to their names, startling on the noise of when you clap or some loud noise happens. They startles like that. So that's what a sensory auditory system is called as. There is a red flag if child is not startling with the loud noise. That is what I call a red flag, and then you need a hearing checkup. For visual sense, the red flag should be child do not look at the high contrast images, or you don't see their eyes moving together. Next sense comes is the vestibular system, that is the balancing system. Yes, their balance is super wobbly at the beginning. They start working on their head control first, lifting their arms, and then working on their core muscles and all those things. So this is a gradual process, and that needs balancing system in place. That is what we call vestibular sense. Next is touch. Touch, even we as adults feel different when we touch different kinds of textures. So that is so true for babies because their sensory system is developing at this stage. So we cannot give them the specific things that we cannot give them specific things that are uncomfortable to them, but they should be able to differentiate those things. Likewise, they should be able to play with the water. They should be able to take bath. At the same time, they should be able to apply lotion on their bodies. All those tiny little things that we take super casual in our lives, they are learning those different textures and different touches. Next system is the joint sense. They start working on their body positions. They start lifting up their head. This is a joint, neck joint. Then they start using their shoulder joint, elbow joint, hand joints, and finger joints to control their body movements. And this is how the joint sense develops. So this is what I gave you a little bit about the different kinds of the senses and how they work in infants. I'm activity expert at OT Park, and I design a lot of activities. I put them in a box and send it to your door, and also I take workshops for parents who needs help with what activities to be done with my child, what are the developmentally correct activities, or what are the age appropriate activities for my child. And I start doing activities right from their birth because they need sensory activities, they need cognitive activities, that their brain needs to get trained, they need those nature-based exposures, and all those things comes in the workshop. I also provide you with a lot of ideas that you can use, how you can use just single OT Park activity zillion different ways. Okay, so this is what I do, and thank you so much for listening to this video. I'm going to come back with another information on the sensory activities in my next video, so stay tuned, and thank you so much for being here.